Learning another language for most people is extremely difficult and takes much commitment. For anyone unfamiliar with that language, its words are strange conglomerates of meaningless sounds. That's why they're so difficult to remember. Unlike an already known word, in case of a word in a foreign language, there is no previous mental image that our brain can use for that notion. No instruction is helping us how to go about fixing these strange new sounds in our head or converting them into our native language. So you have to decide for yourself what the image should look like. So here's the purpose of memory techniques in this case: to associate foreign words with memorable images that we already know. The most important technique used for this association is the sound-alike method, which I have already presented in a previous lesson. Learning the vocabulary of a foreign language involves two steps. First, you need to turn foreign words into memorable images. Then, you place them along with a memory palace, which will help you remember when you need them. Therefore, the Loci method will provide us with the structure in which to place our new words, grouped according to different criteria. In this lesson, you will learn a very efficient method used by memory experts, combining several memory techniques and tools that will allow you to become more effective in learning foreign languages. Here are the steps of this method. Step 1. Learn the vocabulary of a foreign language. Since vocabulary is the basic building block of language, it is desirable and necessary to develop methods of learning and to remember foreign words more easily. The recommended memory technique for this purpose is the sound-alike method combined with the link method. Before making mental images of the words to which you do not have a meaning, you should first create a sound-alike for the word. Then, link the two words. If the new word resembles a word in your native language, create a mental image association between the native word and the new word. For example, the Spanish word hermano means brother. By using the sound-alike technique, the word hermano can be associated with airman. Finally, associate the two images by imagining your brother as an airman. The word meaning father in French is père. Associate the image of your father with the sound-alike père, and you will memorize it quickly. It is always best to make up your pictures. Use the associations you can think of spontaneously. Your first idea is often your best. For words that you find difficult to remember, you might need to construct more detailed images. For example, you can split it into two or more convenient parts, create sound-alike to each part, and then associate the individual images. Learning vocabulary can be fun if you apply your creative skills. At the end of this step, you will have a list of simple images associated with the basic vocabulary of the foreign language, which you will only have to memorize so that you can remember them when needed. Step 2. Use the memory palace technique for learning more foreign words. When you are memorizing an extensive vocabulary, you need somewhere to store everything, a place where words can be accessed quickly and easily. By placing the words into a large memory palace, such as your town or your neighborhood, you will get a proper and orderly classification of the information so you can easily remember it later. The perfect way to store basic vocabulary is by using a detailed mental map of a town or village. In his book, How to Develop a Perfect Memory, the 8-time world memory champion Dominic O'Brien shares some tips on how to use this method more effectively. 1. Choose a familiar town. Think of the sort of words you will be learning: shop, church, garage, door, car, road, house, room, and chair. A town can encompass all these everyday words. The advantage of using a mental map of your town as your filing system is that you can group various types of words in different quarters. Nouns can be associated with the most relevant locations. For example, the image coding the foreign word for the book could be related to a book on a shelf in the library. Adjectives can all be put in the park. Words such as green, smelly, bright, small, cold, etc. can be easily related to objects in a park. Action verbs can most easily be associated with a sports center or playing field. This allows us all the associations of lifting, running, walking, hitting, eating, swimming, driving, etc. How about remembering genders? In a language where gender is important, an excellent method of remembering this is to divide your town into two main zones. In one zone, you code information on masculine gender nouns, while in the other zone, you code information on feminine nouns. Where the language has a neutral gender, then use three zones. You can separate these areas with busy roads, rivers, etc. To fix the gender of a noun, simply associate its image with a place in the correct part of town. 2. Let the foreign word suggest a key image to you, using your imagination and association. For example, the German for a plate is Teller. Your key image might be of a bank teller. Concentrate on the phonetic sound of a foreign word rather than the way it is spelt. If some of your associations produce words that don't quite match the correct pronunciation, don't worry. You can add the finishing touches of an accent and emphasis later. 3. Place your key image in an appropriate location suggested by your native language. You are likely to find a plate in a restaurant, so think of a particular establishment you know in your chosen town. 4. Combine your key image with a location. Imagine a bank teller counting out piles of money on a large plate in the corner of the restaurant. It is claimed that by using this technique, the basic vocabulary of a foreign language, usually about 1,000 words, can be learned in just 10 hours. But please remember, learning a foreign language takes time and dedication.